Dusk drapes the reeds in a cloak of deep violet, and in the last light, something pale rises without a hint of sound. The wind heaves through the wetland, rustling the sedge like a dark green quilt, and the air carries the clean, earthy scent of mud and decaying leaves. It is in this ephemeral moment between day and night that we meet an eastern grass owl. We'll call her Whisper, as she tilts her heart-shaped face toward the fading sky and slips from her roost on long, silent wings. She glides now, a phantom just inches above the marsh grass. This profound quiet is not a gift of the evening air. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering. Her flight is an act of erasure. Along the leading edge of her primary flight feathers runs a delicate, comb-like serration, a tiny fringe that slices the rushing air into thousands of microturbulences. These smaller currents are too subtle for the sensitive ears of her prey to detect. The upper surface of her wings is covered in a soft, velvety nap, a texture that absorbs and dampens the sound of air flowing over the wing's surface. Finally, the trailing edge of each feather ends in a soft, wispy fringe, unraveling the last vestiges of sound before they can form a coherent hiss. How can a bird move so quietly that your own ears begin to doubt its presence? Whisper banks, guided not by sight, but by sound alone. Her unusually long legs, feathered to the ankle, descend from her body. Her splayed toes, equipped with studded, gripping scales, skim the tops of the sedges, ready for the slippery, panicked body of a creature she may never actually see. By day, she is a ghost of a different sort, hidden deep inside woven tunnels of crushed grass, nesting on the ground beneath a thatch she builds herself. Her voice is not the classic hoot of storybooks, but a long, breathy hiss that can curdle the blood if you don't know its source. With eyes fixed in their sockets, she swivels her head almost 3/4 of a full circle, a 270-degree arc of observation. When a hunt is successful, she swallows her catch whole, later leaving behind a chalky, gray pellet of indigestible bone and fur on a narrow path through the grass, a clue to her presence and a record of her success. A patient field guide once taught me, chin deep in the reeds, that if you listen long enough, silence itself begins to have weight. All of this matters, now more than ever. The vast wetlands and tall grasslands that are her kingdom are thinning, shrinking under the relentless pressure of drainage for development and agriculture, and altered by rigid fire regimes. Yet the presence of the eastern grass owl signals something vital. It tells us this is a living marsh, a place where rodent populations are managed naturally without poison, and where the ancient rhythm of the night still works as it should. Protecting the places that make her silent glide possible also keeps floodplains healthier for human communities, a critical buffer as seasons swing to greater extremes and storms grow ever more bold. As twilight deepens, a pale heart seems to glow above the reeds, and the night suddenly feels as if it has grown 1,000,000 ears. Crouching on a levee, the mud cool against my boots and the air smelling of damp straw, I watch Whisper hover. Her face is cupped, its white rim faintly shining in the moonlight, as a chorus of crickets vibrates through the ground and a frog plunks into the dark water. That heart-shaped facial disc is the key to her world. It is no mere decoration. It is a controllable ring of stiff, specialized feathers that acts as a living satellite dish, funneling the faintest rustles of prey inward toward her hidden ears. Tiny muscles allow her to tighten or relax this ruff, narrowing or widening the acoustic beam, tuning her reception in real time to the whispers of the marsh. Beneath this remarkable structure, her ear openings are large and crucially asymmetrical. One is positioned slightly higher than the other. This subtle offset means that a single sound, the chew of a mouse, the scurry of a vole, reaches each ear at an infinitesimally different moment. How do you hunt what you cannot possibly see through a dense curtain of rain-slicked stems? Her brain, a marvel of neural processing, instantly calculates these tiny differences in timing and intensity. This calculation yields not just a direction, but a precise three-dimensional coordinate in space, mapping the exact height and distance of her unseen target. Movable ear flaps further fine-tune the intake of sound, while bristled feathers around her beak may play a role in sensing air currents. She can strike with lethal accuracy in near total darkness, even when her prey is completely hidden beneath a thick thatch of grass. Those long legs are not just for reach. They are the final step in closing the gap between her acoustic map and the living creature it represents. In the tall, dense grasslands she calls home, this owl has turned the shared toolkit of the barn owl family into a high art, a specialty honed for a world of sound and shadow. This precision is now under threat. Our nights are growing louder, filled with the drone of highways and the clatter of machinery. And the open, quiet wetlands these owls need are shrinking, fragmented by roads and fences. To keep the grass standing tall and the soundscape calm is to preserve a space where this incredible hunter can persist. Her biology is so effective that it has inspired human innovation, from the design of quieter fans and drones to the development of more advanced microphones and hearing aids. But the original is always better. As we follow her through the night, consider the intricate details that make her who she is. Silence itself seems to skim the surface of the marsh as evening settles completely. Whisper glides past my shoulder, so near I feel a soft press of air against my cheek. Yet the mice feasting on seeds beneath the thatch of grass continue to chew, utterly unaware of the beautiful death that floats above them. Her broad, buoyant wings give her what is known as low wing loading, allowing her to drift over the reed tops with the fewest possible beats, sometimes none at all, riding the gentle currents of night air. Even her pale, ghostly underside offers less of a shadow against the moonlit sky for any watchful eyes below. Quiet is her strategy, but it is also her efficiency, allowing her to conserve energy as she travels far across her territory, leaving the marsh's delicate soundscape intact for her own listening. Then she freezes mid-air, a pale statue suspended against the stars, before dropping like a stone into the tall reeds. Her movements are perfectly tuned to each small gust of wind, a dance of drift, dip, and hover. As she plunges, those long legs swing down first, plunging into the labyrinthine world at the base of the stems, where rats tunnel and frogs press themselves flat against the cool mud. Her broad wings stay above the rustle zone, keeping contact and noise to an absolute minimum. Her head remains perfectly steady, a gyroscopic platform for her senses, as her body adjusts for the final strike. And now the grip. Her outer toe, in a feat of anatomical dexterity, can swivel backward on command, changing her foot from a 3 toes forward arrangement to a 2-and-2 grip, like a powerful clamp. This zygodactyl grasp, combined with scaly pads that prevent slipping, locks a wriggling victim in place. Even her middle claw is specialized, bearing a tiny combed edge called a pecten, a tool she uses to preen and maintain her crucial hunting feathers, keeping them crisp and perfectly aligned even when damp grass clings to them. When an owl like this hunts a wetland, her silence dictates the flow of the food chain. The hunt, however, does not end with the catch. After the strike comes a destination, a secret place deep in the reeds. And what waits there will change how you picture an owl's nest. For what kind of owl builds a house out of grass? Before the first hint of sunrise, I kneel where the marsh leans into open water. A narrow hallway of bent and woven stems leads to a dry, springy cup of a nest, sheltered beneath a living green roof. This is the eastern grass owl's nursery, built directly on the ground. Its woven ceiling sheds wind and soft rain while keeping the family muffled and invisible to airborne predators like hawks and eagles. At night, the parents slip silently along these corridors, carrying whole prey. The chicks learn every part of a meal, from fur to bone. Just outside the tunnel's entrance, a collection of glossy pellets lies on the ground, compact and light. Each one is a nightly record, packed with the skulls, teeth, and delicate rib arcs of her prey. What can these small gray cigars tell us about an entire marsh? Layered across weeks and months, these pellets reveal profound patterns. Which rodent populations are booming, which have vanished, and how the changing seasons rewrite the nightly menu. This natural archive is a treasure for scientists. The nest cup itself is lined with dry leaves and grass, its raised weave staying surprisingly dry even after heavy showers. If floodwater creeps in, the parents simply shift their family through the grass and trample a fresh tunnel and nest in a higher, drier location, adapting as the marsh rearranges itself. This is why their story is so urgent. As wetlands are drained or mowed on rigid schedules, a ground-nesting owl can lose its home between one sunset and the next. Thoughtful water management, fire windows set outside the nesting months, and preserving long, unbroken tracts of reeds are not luxuries. They are the difference between an owl's presence and its absence. A poorly timed fire can erase an entire family in a single afternoon. But careful, cool mosaic burns can be a blessing, growing fresh green shoots that draw mice and pull the owls to new, bountiful hunting grounds. The key is providing refuge within one unbroken sea of grass. As the first gray light touches the horizon, a pale ribbon slides over the marsh one last time and vanishes into the grass. Whisper has returned to her hidden room. Dawn softens the world's edges, and a far-off heron grunts, then hush returns. This creature, so precisely built for silence, is in fact a powerful voice for the health of our disappearing wetlands. Her existence is a testament to the intricate, beautiful, and fragile tapestry of life that unfolds every night, just beyond our view. By protecting her quiet places, we protect a world of wonder. Of all the remarkable traits of the eastern grass owl, from her silent wings to her secret home, which one did you find the most fascinating? Share your thoughts in the comments below and tell us why it captured your imagination.